Warmly welcome you all to this video as well. As I promised, in addition to the two videos available already, the first one is on who am I, and the second one actually what we are going to do and how we are going to do. And in this video, what I am going to do, just to give you sort of comfort, I would say, in my vocabulary, comfort, how I am conducting lectures. How do I conduct lectures? So as I mentioned, people who are already had the prior experience, 𝗖𝗵𝘆𝗀𝗀𝗁 classes වල ඉන්න අය දන්නවා. Not for them, but mostly for the newcomers who are on board. I believe this is good. So now see to what extent that we as educational, professional educational institute has gone. Myself about the syllabus, another video now, to have a more confidence, to gain a more understanding on the lecturer with his lecturing style and the pattern. This is how we treat you people. ඉතින් මම හිතුවා, I have rather decided to discuss with you the most weightage has been given, allocated the part of the syllabus to be taken up. ඒක මම හිතනවා බොහොම සාධාරණ තේරීමක්, which I believe so. The same course material which I have used in the previous video as well. These are the 8 parts. Now we have some good knowledge, yes, let me say so. And in fact, the weightage given to the respective sections, parts of the syllabus. Having go through, අපිට පේනවා, except for the last one, that is internal audit and related aspects, which has only 5% weightage, but rest of other 7 sections are having almost same. හැබැයි පොඩි වෙනසක් පේනවා, හැමෝටම 20% has gone to one particular part, which is part C, gathering audit evidence. ඉතින් මං හිතුවා සාධාරණ තේරීමක් කරන්න, වැඩිම බර තැබීම සහිත most weighted section, just to have couple of minutes a tour with you, so that you all can gain more confidence on me especially and about the institution as well before we start together. Okay, I hope, you all will definitely appreciate this. Okay. Now one thing before we move into, now this 5% weightage for the professional practice of internal audit, don't take that as a grant. Okay? What I am trying to say, simply because compared to others it has only 5%, it does not mean that you all can have peaceful sleeping on that particular part or be relaxed. It doesn't mean so. මන් දෙයක් කියන්න ඕනේ. Because of the purpose of the examination and maybe the paper structure to guide you all, this is the weightage. But do you think governance and internal control frameworks 10% means you all have only 10% knowledge that you can through the exam? No. 100%, more than even 100%. Forget about examination for the time being only. You work attached to good companies, organization. How much important this one? Corporate governance, good governance, ethics, control framework, COSO framework. How much important? May 10% means this is for examination purpose. Guide කරන්න අපිව 5% දුන්නා කියලා internal audit. Can you have only 5% knowledge of the entire scope of the internal audit? Come on. Maybe 95% of knowledge. 5% we can bear with you. You must have a 95 of knowledge percentage, let's say. Percentage වලින් mind බෑ මේ වගේ විෂය කරුණු. But just to give you a brief. ඒ හින්දා simply because that you have a weightage 5, 10, 15, 20% කියලා, don't try to do simple maths. I know you all are not doing, but මං කියන්නත් ඕනේනේ. My selection goes to gathering audit evidences. Very, very interesting topic, despite the fact that most weightage given, and also not much difficult. Very much practical. ඉතින් මං හිතනවා, I believe that's why maybe the most weightage given. Even audit report I know very much practical, but audit evidence, yes. When it comes to audit evidence, gathering audit evidences by an auditor, financial statement auditor, external auditor, there are various factors, many different factors should be taken into considered. Definitely. When we take this audit evidence, or let's say gathering audit evidence, විගණන සාක්ෂි හෙවත් විගණකයෙකු විසින් විගණන සාක්ෂි රැස් කර ගැනීම වූ කලී, we can divide it mainly into two parts. I have not yet touched the subject. We can divide it into two. We can divide it into two. TP. What is TP? Theory, practice. Theoretical aspects, practical aspects. What do you mean? When it comes to audit evidence, gathering audit evidence, there are laws and regulations, principles and fundamentals auditor must follow. Auditor must consider. We have mainly the auditing standards, starting with 500 and sub standards under 500. Don't at this time to remember all these numbers, because you will be getting you can't see this one, but you have that in the board. You will get all these auditing standards printed as well as in this digital manner. We will discuss soon, but I am trying to say theory. You can't simply act with your skill, capabilities, judgmental essay skill, but that is P. But you have a T, theoretical aspects, න්‍යායාත්මක කරුණු, especially laws and regulations. Mainly we have 15 of 1995 Accounting and Auditing Act in Sri Lanka. In addition to that, we have Sri Lanka auditing standards which are aligning with international auditing standards. In addition to that, we have the Companies Act number 7 of 2007. In addition to that, we have a certain customs practices. Those we can be considered as mainly the theories, especially auditing standards. So, every financial statement auditor, external auditor should salute, respect and adhere into such auditing standards. That is T. Api pasuwa දීර්ඝ ලෙස සාකච්ඡා කරමු when we are doing our official classes, while doing questions past papers. In addition to the T, there are a lot of P's, practical aspects. How to select the sample for a gathering audit evidences, what and what audit evidences in a certain different audit situations, circumstances required, as well as qualitative versus quantitative audit evidences, the decision of the auditor, which blend is more suitable, as well as different sources that the audit evidence could be gathered, so which one supersede the other, as well as sources is there, as well as already gathered audit evidences, the decisions to be taken whether sufficient enough or not, and what conclusion to be gathered, if not let's do it again. All these are practical aspects. Practical aspects. Auditor to auditor, there could be slight changes because it's man oriented. How that particular auditor works in that particular moment, situation, circumstances. Very interesting. අපි කියනවා ලිඛිතව රැස් කරගන්නා විගණන සාක්ෂියක් වාචිකව රැස් කරගන්නා විගණන සාක්ෂියකට වඩා විශ්වාසනීයත්වයෙන් ප්‍රබලයි ඉහළයි. Audit evidences gathered by means of writing is better than verbal in terms of trust and confidence and acceptance. I just gave only one particular area, small brief. So, your decision, maybe you have customs practices on it, but your decision, maybe you can come and argue, no, even verbal I could accept. Subject to these conditions. When the barrier puluvam. That's what I told. That is about practical aspects. You know, that is the real beauty of this entire syllabus curriculum subject. When many people want to say audit and assurance is like a nightmare, don't like this subject, don't be so. This is very interesting subject module curriculum, and you have ample enough good opportunity to score at the examination, despite whether you are accountant or not, previous studies on accounting. Very interesting subject. Think about internal controls. Back in the century, United States of America, the world's largest company, collapsed overnight. එක දවසින් කඩා වැටුණා. එකල ජනාධිපති president of US called the company as sweetheart of America. Collapse overnight, නඩු තීන්දුවට අනුව හෙට සිට ව්‍යාපාර කටයුතු තහනම්, including the world largest audit firm. Lack of internal controls, lack of governance, lack of auditing, internal auditing, so on and so forth. We will discuss ample enough episodes for your knowledge. This is the beauty of this subject. ඉතින් මම නැවත ආවොත් 𝗣𝗵𝘆𝗀𝗶𝗶𝗏 gathering audit evidences. මගේ කියමනක් තියෙනවා. I told you that I was for 6 years an external auditor, almost 6 years, and another 6 years almost like an internal auditor. And my own vocabulary, මම හැම වෙලාවෙම audit team එකට කියන there is saying motto එකක් තියෙනවා. Each and every piece of information is super important. Nothing is not important. Let's say you walk along the office and you suddenly see a piece of small sheet of paper. You take it and don't throw into the dustbin, but put it to your wallet. I am saying not notes, kasi note to name, small sheet of paper. And if you feel that that is something like, maybe apparently maybe some of the staff members were searching for, give it to them. But මම මේ කියන උත්සාහ කරන තේරුම් ගන්න. Put it to your wallet, not to the dustbin. දිගහැරලා බලන්න. එනේ කියපුව ඒව හොඳ නැහැ කියලා. නෑ හොඳයි. Because you are auditor. Yes. Maybe that sheet of paper, small chit, carries the information that you never ever able, even with the best robotic processors, digitalization, artificial intelligence, දැම්මත් හොයාගන්න බැරි best piece of audit evidence now in your wallet, God has given, was lying on the floor. Never know. මම මේක කතාවට කියන්නේ එහෙමයි. Everything is important. Nothing is not important. That should be the mental schema. Professional skepticism. Professional skepticism. සැකසහිත මනස. හොඳයිද? හොඳ නැහැ. හොඳයිද? හොඳයි කාටද? ඔඩිටර්ට. You would like to see everything, all the information you have been gathering. Whenever you talk to people, what they are saying, everything for you is not accepted, suspicious. I know, you might say not good, but I am teaching you auditing now. Gathering audit evidences. This is how I am teaching. Let's say you are talking to somebody like managing director, CFO, CEO, I see, okay, right, okay, sure, okay. Listen carefully, well and all. Bring the information. Put onto the table. Toss that out. Don't believe. Professional skepticism should apply. මේකෙන් කියන්නේ එහෙම සැක හිතෙනකොටම තමයි සැකය දුරු කරගන්න ඕන වෙන්නේ. Then what do? You want to gather further information. Why you have a suspicion? හොඳයිද නරකයිද? හොඳයි. It's a bliss. Professional skepticism very much required in this gathering audit evidences. මම වැඩි වෙලා ගන්නෙ නැහැ. Another 2 to 3 minutes only. In this gathering audit evidences, little bit into technical, perhaps even the auditing standard also discusses the same. You all also have a good knowledge on this, I know. we have this concept called sufficiency and appropriateness. තව විදිහකට කියනවා sufficient and appropriate. Now this is about quantitative and qualitative. Now you know sufficient means quantifiable things. The term sufficiency in English, it's a quantifiable. Appropriateness means whether it's suitable, then it's qualitative. දැන් මේ විගණන සාක්ෂි සහ එහි රැස් කිරීම සිදු කරන අතරතුර every auditor must do is what? Get the basket, have a label as audit evidences, and whatever the information that you are being gathering, put into this basket. Later, have a two different further baskets, little smaller than the bigger one, and now you put audit evidences can be measured, can be quantified, commonly accepted, world accepted measurement tool, you put to the sufficient audit evidence basket. Others which cannot be measured reliably with the measurement tool, අන්න දානවා මොකටද? appropriateness basket එකට. කිසිවක් dustbin බෑ. Nothing goes to the dustbin. Some are saying appropriate audit evidences are not important. No. Sometimes in certain circumstances, in certain audits, it is qualitative audit evidence outperform, supersede quantitative audit evidence. That's what I can say. Nobody can say appropriate audit evidence is not important. Qualitative play the role. කොහොමද මම විශ්වාස කරන දෙයක් තියෙනවා, number means an actor who performs the act role on the stage, whereas script written behind the curtain. හිතන්න stage drama එක නළුවෙක් වේදිකාව උඩ නටනවා, රඟපානවා. script එක තියෙන්නේ පිටිපස්සේ. script එක තමයි qualitative, number quantitative, එයා රඟපානවා. පේන්නේ ඒක උනාට කතාව තියෙන්නේ පිටිපස්සේ. So qualitative is very very important. You have to blend these two. දැන් මම උදාහරණයකට කිව්වොත්, you want to verify, let's say, property, plant and equipment of a certain client. Okay, for that you may select, first you have to obtain the population, the entire list of property, plant and equipment, and then depend on certain things, conditions, මම මෙතන කතා කරන්නේ, you have to take a decision whether you want to apply sampling or not. කියන්න එපා නිතරම auditorsලා sample use කරනවා කියලා, එක වැරදිය. Determinants are there, based on that only you have to decide. එහෙම හිතන්න sample එකකුත් තෝරගන්නවා, ඒකල්ලා you basically do some physical verification, some sort of confirmation gathering, external sort of your own calculations, depreciation වගේ ඔය ටික කරනවා. දැන් ඔතන ගොඩාක් තියෙන්නේ quantitative. නමුත් මෙහෙම ගත්තොත් this particular financial accountant, when compiling, preparing the financial statements, accounting standard පොතකට පැත්තකින් තියමු. Companies Act number 7 2007 එකේ section 151 වල කියලා තියෙන මෙන්න මේ නිර්ණායකය සැලකිල්ලට ගත්තද? ඒක මනින්න පුළුවන්ද? that cannot be measured. You can't measure in kilograms, monetary value rupees and cents, nothing. ඒක වැදගත් නැද්ද? කොච්චර වැදගත්ද? utmost important. ඒතර ඒක මොකක්ද? qualitative. appropriate audit evidence එකක් නේද බලන්න. මං කිව් උදාහරණයක් විතරයි. So we will discuss. One more thing I want to mention, if you have still some hesitation, ඇයි මේකට 120ක් කියලා මෙන්න පඩිපෙළ. ඔහම තියෙන්නේ. This is audit planning. AP. Then audit program. Then audit procedures, then audit evidence, then audit conclusion, audit conclusion, then audit opinion. This is where what you. So before audit planning, audit acceptance. මේවා පස්සේ කතා කරමු. I just want to convince you why 20%, let's say, for gathering audit evidences, if at all. Now all these steps are very important that you reach up until audit opinion. එකනේ දැන් output එක. Before that, what you have is audit conclusion. බලන්න මේ. And immediately before that, what you have is what we are discussing now, audit evidence. Before that, what you have, how to gather audit evidences, all these things. Just have an impact to audit opinion. හැබැයි ඍජුවම නැත මේ ටික. මේ බලන්න. Not directly, but yes, audit plan එකට program එකට අනුව තමයි audit evidence gather වෙන්නේ procedure follow කරාම, but not directly. But take this one. If you don't gather audit evidences as you expected in here, what will happen? You don't have audit conclusion, you don't have audit opinion. මෙමයි disclaim audit opinion එකක් issue කරන වෙලාවට audit opinion නැහැ, that's a different story. හැබැයි ඒකටත් some sort of this is required. මොකද ඔයා ජජ් කරන්න ඕන audit evidence මට කරගන්න හම්බුන්නේ නැහැ මේ certain circumstance ඉඳලා කියලා, condition ඉඳලා. ඒ කියන්නේ audit evidence කොච්චර important ද කියලා you people can understand. ඒක නැත්තම් මේක නැහැ, මේක නැත්තම් මේක නැහැ. That's the thing. And here you all know audit risk. You all know what is audit risk. ඕනම risk, ඕනම දෙයක් risk එකක් කියන්නේ this is what we expected, මෙන්න හම්බුණා. gap එක තමයි අපි කියන්නේ risk එක කියලා. What is expected, what is received, the gap, delta, සරල සංකල්පය. ඒක තමයි අවදානමක් කියන්නේ risk එක. We have audit risk concept එකක්. එහෙනම් මොකක්ද? What is expected, what is received. This is the gap. වෙන්නේ කොහොමද? Because based on your audit evidence only you jump into the conclusion. Based on the conclusion only you issue the opinion. Audit risk කියන්නේ issue කරන්න තිබ්බ opinion එක නෙමෙයි, issue කරලා තියෙන්නේ වෙන එකක්. කොයිද වරදින්න පුළුවන් වැඩිම තැන? මේ තියෙන්නේ. There are many places it could still work that you do audit risk, yeah, but mostly here. This is why 20% weightage. Now you understand slightly how I am going to conduct this entire program, which will be starting very soon in 2-3 days, hopefully in this week itself, based on your responses. physical classes, online classes both we are having. So I do invite as much as rally around with the physical classes so that we can talk to each other conveniently. Interaction is very important. Subject like this, different business sectors, industries, how these different treatments ඕකන ප්‍රශ්න පත්‍රෙත් අහන්නේ. ඒ knowledge එක තමයි බලන්නේ. ඒ overall knowledge එක තියනවාද different business sectors වල auditing aspects common. ඉතින් ඒක අපි කතා කරමු. We can do this. My style is this. Because of the video might not my real style come out. මම අර කලින් කිව්වේ people who are having who were under my any classes, lectures, seminars, you all know who am I and how do I conduct. But for newcomers, this is how I am conducting lectures. Don't worry about that using only English because of the requirement. හැබැයි ඉතින් කිසිම දෙයක් නැහැ. මොකද මම තාමත් ඇත්තටම කැමති කියන්න ඕනේ. මව් භාෂාවෙන් තමයි උගන්වන්න. ඉතින් මොකද හරි ලස්සන වචන ඔක්කොම තියෙනවා. දැන් උදාහරණයකට අර internal controls weakness මොනවාද inherent limitation එකක් තියෙනවා human circumvention කියලා. ඉංග්‍රීසියෙන් කියනවා human circumvention. කියන්නේ segregation of duties හොඳ දෙයක්. You do segregation of duties among staff members. Internal controls strengthen කරන්න. Good. COSO වලත් ඒක තියෙනවා. Committee of sponsoring organization for trade bay අපි පස්සේ කතා කරමු COSO. එතන මේක හොඳ දෙයක්. පස්සේ මොකද වෙන්නේ මේ segregate කරපු උදවිය staff members එකටනේ වැඩ කරන්නේ. ඒගොල්ලෝ එකට එකතු වෙලා අර පාලනයෙන් පිටපැනලා කටයුතු කරනවා. කතා කරමු. human circumvention. ඕකට සිංහලෙන් කියනවා දුස්සන්දානය. දුස්සන්දානය. ඔයගේ ඉතින් හරිම interesting වචන වගේ තියෙනවා. But don't worry. I'm telling you, don't worry. Let's speak in our mother tongue. But only thing, because its requirement is in English only, I have to do in this. It's easy, most of these terms, we are using, day to day. And you guys are good in this, I know. Okay, so this is just to brief, I hope you all, now basically able to understand how I do conduct lectures, especially again and again. I'm telling for newcomers, because others mostly knows by 2007 onwards I'm conducting lectures in various places. I think this is how my style pattern. Okay, so with that, let's conclude this video as well. Thank you so very much. All the very best. The make it mama කියනවා coming together, being together, working together. Come together, be together, let's work together. And please make sure that you come quickly as possible. Thank you so very much. All the very best to all of you.